YouTube, what it is? It's your boy Demar, 444 The World, back in here again. In today's topic, I will be talking about the power of love. Well, not mainly like the power of love, the definition of love. That's way better to say. Definition of love. Now, today in society, you don't really see too many successful relationships or too much people who are genuine towards you, or people who can say they love you without putting a price on it, you know? Love isn't what it used to be. Love is very powerful, but people use it in ways to hurt other people, and we shouldn't be doing that. Back in the days, I'm pretty sure that love wasn't as hard to find, but in today's world it is a lot harder to find. And I believe that the reason for that is social media. Back then, to my knowledge and my understanding, people didn't have as much pride as they do today. People had more morals, more grounding. They were more willing to conform. But due to social media nowadays, social media has a lot of people prideful. A lot of women or men might feel as if they're more, or they have a lot of options because they have people checking for them online. And in reality, that's just not the ticket. Quality is better than quantity. Honesty, respect, love, faith, hope, all of that, they're all in the same group. And in the world nowadays, you're just not really going to find a lot of quality, because we're literally looking like it's the last days, as in, like, you're not really going to find that many genuine people out here. So the ones that you do have in your corner, you do have around you, you make sure you treat them the best. Don't let those people out of your sight, because times are getting harder. Now, in relevance to social media, we all have to remember that social media is definitely a tool that is used for more than just marketing, but also exposing your business, what it is you have going on in your life. And that's where the big problems come in at, all right? Remember that privacy is what's very much needed in a relationship, and social media is an invasion of privacy. You have people who want to compete, people who want to know what do you have going on. There's no respect nowadays. There's no boundaries. And that's where social media takes things. Social media also has people exposing their body, things of themselves that they would normally keep in private. Those things should be for your spouse, not for the world to see. Remember that, alright? So I'm going to jump into some quick Bible verses real fast for you. First one I have for you, 1 Corinthians verse 13. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. You have a lot of people nowadays that are very cocky, very boastful, very prideful. And if you haven't heard the great saying, pride does come before the fall. If you are not willing to put pride and ego to the side, you just might lose something that was meant for you. Fall into the hands of somebody else, alright? Another one I have for you, 1 Corinthians 13 verse 5. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But also remember that if you want to find something what you're looking for, you can't just expect that everything is going to be perfect. We all make mistakes at times. Nobody is perfect. We're all learning. But we also have to remember that nowadays we have to start holding each other accountable. And nobody wants to hold anybody accountable because we don't want to seem as if we have flaws. And that's just one of the biggest lies, because we're humans, right? Next one I have for you, 1 Corinthians 13 verse 6. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. I can tell you I love you, but if I'm lying to you to hurt your feelings, that's not where it's at. Anything that's done in the dark will come to the light. You have to make sure you still hold yourself accountable and play your best hand. Roll the dice the best way possible. Because if something that you've done comes to the light that you did for, per se, for the person you're saying you love them, you wouldn't do that, and it comes out, that really deters yourself. It takes away that trust, and that's something that takes years and years to build. So just play your hand the best way possible. All right. Next one I have First Corinthians. They on a roll today. First Corinthians 13 verse 7. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Now, a lot of people don't have the will to want to keep trying with a person nowadays, or to keep going back and forth, because time goes on. Time is very precious. Time you cannot get back. You cannot get back time. So you have to really understand yourself that if you've been burning your bridges with people, lying to them constantly, making them feel as if they're less than or unwanted, unloved, that person will eventually get tired, pick up, and go where they need to go. They run out of patience, run out of love. And if you've done that to somebody that you know you shouldn't have done that to, that's going to come back to bite you in the ass, because chances are that was somebody that was probably sent for you. Don't burn the bridges or the blessings that were meant for you. Those blessings can slip up and fall in the hands of somebody else. Make sure that you're not following what you see out here, because a lot of people may trick you out of your spot and tell you a lot of lies and confuse you. Also, be careful of the company that you keep, because some people that's around you are very envious of the things that you have, and they want your spot. Make sure to remember to roll the dice the right way. We may be in our bodies and we cannot see what's going on, but try to picture things from an outside perspective. What's the normal standard of life nowadays? What is it that I have? Can I do better? Am I doing something wrong? Is there anything that I can do to hold myself accountable? Make sure that you ask yourself these questions, because they will definitely help you as you tread on and go forward in life. Next one, 1 John 4 verse 7. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Which meaning a lot of people who don't have love in their heart, they lost it, or been taken advantage of, or turned to the streets where they lost their heart, but there's no love in the streets. Anything that is of love and of goodness doesn't come with any price strings attached to it. That's from God. That's of good. Love is free. Everything nowadays in this world has a price put on it. Money, all right. Time, sincerity. It doesn't cost anything to show love and do something from the heart. That's one of the most organic spots that you can ever do something from, and that's why it's one of the most meaningful. So be very wary and be very choosy, and understand that anything with love tied with money is not God. That's of the opposite, because God is not gonna give you, God not gonna charge you for something that's your birthright. Freedom, love, things that we need to help us going on in this world. All right. Next one I have for you, one of my favorite ones. I don't even have to read from my phone for this, but it's 1 John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That's one of my favorite ones as a child. A lot of people may go astray with that whole Bible verse and be like, well, I've never seen this before. Well, those were in certain times. We're still living in a time where you can still see people do good. You have to remember that the Bible is watered down and it's written in different terminology. So picture things for what it is. Just because you see somebody doing something for for bad gain doesn't mean that that's all the world has to offer. That's just all you've seen at the moment. There's good still out here. You just gotta tread and just keep looking, keep watching. Better will always come if you're working towards it. You're never gonna receive better if you're staying in the same situation that's keeping you stagnated. Always press forward and keep it moving. Never settle in life. The minute you decide to settle is the minute that you lost. And if you're settling for something that's basic and it's not gonna push you to where you need to be, you lost. Alright? Keep pushing forward, keep trying, because it's light at the end of the tunnel. Alright? I have two more for you. Colossians chapter 3 verse 12 through 14. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. So we're not perfect. I'm guilty of this as well. Sometimes we're like, oh my God, you tried me, you played with me. No, I don't forgive you. But at the end of the day, if we were in a state where we were lacking and didn't understand, we would want somebody to forgive us. But at the end of the day, a lot of people do use trickery and try to finagle their way through the situation and play dumb like they don't know what they did. But sometimes some people really don't know. But at the end of the day, it's on that person if they want to make the change and move forward. But you, for yourself, to move forward and get better, forgive so you can move forward, but never forget what that person did. Make sure you're not setting yourself up to where, it's like a Jamaican saying, sorry for maga dog, him turn around and bite you. So don't feel sorry for people that you know will screw you over in a heartbeat and put yourself in harm's way where they can bite you again. A lot of people do bite the hands that feed them, and I don't know why they do that, but they continuously do it. Don't set yourself up to get burned and bitten all over again repetitively. Then you get programmed to that toxic lifestyle of living and the bare minimum and breadcrumbing that people give you. Stay far away from that, because you're more than that and you deserve a whole lot more. Alright? Last one I have for you. Excuse me about that. That's my neighbors. Actually, I think that was the last one. Holy cow. It really was the last one. So overall, in a nutshell, before I get out of here, just wrap this up real quick, because I have a couple more videos. And excuse the horn outside, it's my neighbors. Make sure you remember in life, the information that we want, we can look it up, we can go out and experience it, but we have to remember something, that the way how you feel on the inside, your gut feeling, your intuition, whatever it is that you use to make the best decision, if your heart is telling you that you're not happy and you want more out of life, that's the challenge and the resistance. You have to make sure you get out of your situation where you are. Thank God they stopped. Get out of your situation where you are if you feel like it's a cage or an imprisonment, somewhere where you know you cannot grow, spread your wings and fly. You're not supposed to be in those type of situations. Freedom is our birthright. That's what God gave us, freedom. The world that we live in, the powers that be, wants us to be stuck, controlled, miserable, all of that. No fun, no play, no none of that. Don't let anybody take away your happiness. True love doesn't mean to be enslaving of somebody. True love doesn't mean dangling somebody's issues and problems in front of them and keeping them stuck in under control. Anybody that loves you and doesn't want you to fly and spread your wings, they're not for you. Anybody that doesn't have your best interests at heart is not for you. God wants you to do better in life and win, and make sure that you get everything it is that your heart desires. You don't have to be here on this earth and die and not have the possessions or little bit of worldly things that you want. You're entitled to doing and getting a lot of things. It's just working hard for what it is that you want, going about it the right way. This your boy 444 the world, Demar D'Angelo. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. There's been a lot going on. I'm still coming out at least one video a week. I'm still starting up. But make sure you guys comment, subscribe, share this to somebody who this can benefit them. Love you guys, YouTube. Take care. 444 The World.